So apparently if you have a huge following on YouTube, then you're allowed to video somebody's house and then post it to your platform of millions of people in retaliation for commentary videos. This is what we're seeing with SniperWolf, and this is a crazy situation. I did an in-depth dive on this on my main channel called SniperWolf, the Grossest Woman on YouTube, where we highlighted some things that were very serious. There was a video that popped up of about 9 years ago that's been on the platform collecting money, and it was of her exploiting children for views, and this is a real thing that happened, absolute real thing that happened. And just to catch you up real quick, Jax Films posted videos calling SniperWolf out for uploading her reacting to people's TikToks without crediting them. She posted on her Instagram story to her 5.6 million followers, should she go to Jack's house and talk to him, then actually videoing outside his house, zooming in and out, showing everything uncensored of his front yard, posting that to her followers, which is absurd. And then there was a back and forth where YouTube was taking their sweet time. Well, interestingly enough, they finally did something about this, and by something I mean nothing, where they said confirming SniperWolf has received temporary monetization suspension per creator responsibility policies. Off-platform actions that put others' personal safety at risk harm our community. The behavior on both sides isn't what we want on YouTube. Hoping everyone helps move this conversation to a better place. And it's funny because they got this Twitter pop-up of correcting things here, and it says SniperWolf violated YouTube harassment and cyberbullying policy by posting personal information. Jax Films has not violated any policy set for creators. The ensuing outrage and attacks are a direct result of YouTube's inaction regarding a large creator, and that's something we need to talk about, because YouTube's essentially saying that Jack also did something when Jack did nothing. Jack was just chilling at his house, and then she came up and started doxing him on the internet. He didn't do anything. And YouTube's here, and they're making it like he did something. So they're actually essentially victim blaming this guy for absolutely no reason at all. Which I could only assume is because she's a large creator and makes them quite a bit of money. She's over 30 million subscribers. So take that for what you will. And this really kind of shows you where the community's at with YouTube here. As one creator says, you demonetized my entire channel for 2 months over a 7-second Gordon Ramsay clip I posted 8 years ago. But SniperWolf stealing content for 5 years gets her a slap on the wrist, not to mention she put people's lives in actual danger. Another user saying, I really hope YouTube gets that they only added fuel to the fire yesterday with this response to the situation. You've only escalated the issue beyond just SniperWolf and Jack. It's now a massive safety concern for all creators. And I'm gonna have to agree with that. They're obviously playing a favorite here and showing that with this biased action that you can get away with anything that you want, and that's a huge deal. Interestingly enough, apparently Community Notes called YouTube out on the X platform here, or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it. When they said they suspended her monetization temporarily, it says, at the time of their tweet, SniperWolf's channel is not demonetized. Only her most recent video is. Using plugins, you can see this for yourself. Common Community Notes W there. There was even evidence that YouTube was changing and twisting their policies in order to protect SniperWolf. Just talk to YouTube support, and wow, they have changed their approach. They are actively changing the rules to protect SniperWolf. YouTube no longer cares about its creators. This is unacceptable. And this is somebody asking YouTube support, someone on YouTube has been making jokes about me. Am I allowed to drive to their house, post their address to my Instagram, and incite my followers to do the same, since I'll be doing it off platform? To which they said, regarding on the things that you will do outside YouTube platforms, I apologize as I cannot provide any details since YouTube is not allowed to meddle if it's outside of our scope. It will be up to your own discretion on what to do outside the YouTube platform. Then they ask, so it wouldn't necessarily be against TOS to do so? Yes, since it would be outside the YouTube scope. Interestingly enough, this is not what they were saying before, and to my recollection, this is not how they have always done this. As a matter of fact, right here on Jack's tweet, they say, we don't allow harmful behaviors like going after someone and doxing. This resource has more info about our harassment and cyberbullying policy. If your face or personal info is shared, you can file a privacy complaint and request. And another community W saying YouTube is still not taking action against Sniperwolf, who doxed Jack's Film's house on an Instagram story that she later deleted. So, and we know that Instagram and other platforms have their own policies when it comes to doxing and situations like that, so they might be just trying to offload it to those platforms. However, we do know that in the past, YouTube has acted on creators for doing things outside their platform. And I think it's really important for us all to take a second and really digest the fact that this person is getting away with this, and that's not all they're getting away with. I'm going to talk about a couple things here. Another thing was recently unearthed from her past, where she was on Omegle and actually got a 16-year-old to show themselves on screen, as you can see. And this actually happened because there is another post that I'm not going to show where the girl took her shirt up and it's blurred out, obviously. So there's the person saying they're 16 and they're going to show themselves here, and Sniperwolf saying, you first. And again, they actually do this. Apparently lying to the minor, saying she was 15 years old when she was actually around 24 years old. So this is pretty wild stuff. And let's talk about this comment. If Sniperwolf was a man, she would have been arrested as soon as she released this, talking about talking to minors on Omegle. And normally I would say, yeah, if this was a dude doing this, then straight to jail. And I don't know if anybody remembers this. And I was going to bring this up in my main video, but I didn't want it to take away from Sniperwolf and what she did. But does nobody remember that Shane Dawson did the exact same thing? I actually covered in a video where he was on Omegle, he was with his mom, and he was enticing a female to dance inappropriately and show herself, quote. Check this out.
You too. Can you twerk for us? I know twerking is insane.
Oh, I love you too.
Oh, I love you too. Now shut up and twerk. Maybe she can't hear us. Give it.
Okay.
Twerk for us.
Oh,
here we go. She's moving furniture.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Now tell her to show herself.
Stop it, Shane Lee.
Nothing really but slaps on the wrist for this guy either. It's said that normally YouTube takes action when a creator is arrested. But again, not Aaliyah, because it's happened twice. As we can see here, she was arrested for armed robbery and disorderly conduct fighting. 2013 and then in 2016, she's got a consistent history of ongoing terrible things, of the things if I say, then YouTube will probably suppress this video. Just know it's real bad. I'm thinking about doing a deep dive on my main channel, but you guys let me know if you want that. And in my main channel video, we talked about a situation where she was on Omegle and she talked to obviously very young children into dancing inappropriately, and she was saying that if they did this, then she would show them her chest, and it's vulgar and clearly disgusting. So when YouTube finally did act, they demonetized her channel apparently, and then that's when she decided it was time for an apology. Let's read it. Let me start by saying I'm sorry for my recent actions. It is inexcusable. I'm sorry to Jack's Films, YouTube, and the entire creator community, and my incredible fans for not being a better example for appropriate conflict resolution. Jack's Films, while we certainly don't see eye to eye and have our differences, I am sorry for reacting the way I did when I should have taken the opportunity to show young creators how adults and professionals resolve conflict by communicating directly, respectfully, and privately, not for views or content, but meaningful example of how conflict should be resolved. I will reach out directly and hope we can find some time to connect and communicate respectfully. I also like to say thank you to YouTube for holding me accountable. I deserve it. Respect the decision and appreciate the opportunity to learn and grow from my true lapse in judgment, which is mind-blowing to me because That's not the attitude she took right afterwards. Let's take a look at that. As we can see in Jack's video, let's talk about Sniper Wolf. She was posting this on her IG saying, what do you do if we show up to your house? Clearly making fun of the situation. And it's absolutely not to mention that not only did this violate YouTube policy and put him and his wife and family in danger, but it was also a criminal offense in the state of California. Again, I'm going to put my main channel video in the description below, but as you can see, sending emails or text messages with the intent of placing the recipient in reasonable fear for his or her safety is against the law and could be up to a year in jail and $1,000 fine. So I think YouTube should have acted more on this. Clearly they've done nothing in regards to this situation, and I think that it's really important that we keep some pressure up on this and keep this conversation going, because this is something that ripples through the creator community. And if I was Jack, I would pursue this. I would talk to the cops. I would try to figure out what I can do, because you cannot take a picture or a video of somebody's house and send it out to millions of people like that. Somebody that you have an ongoing conflict with, somebody that you know your fans are going to go after, and especially when we know the type of fans that Sniper Wolf has. So I would pursue this in a court of law if I was Jack's Films. For the win again, we have some added context here underneath her tweet. Recently, Sniper Wolf doxed fellow YouTuber Jack's Films for criticism about her reaction videos. YouTube has only recently taken action by demonetizing her videos. One user saying, so you apologize now that it affects you financially. Weren't you mocking everyone before that? This apology is just like you, is fake. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty clear. And the last thing Jack said, along with his wife pleading, asking them to do something to protect his family, to which they totally dropped the ball and just kind of gave her a slap on the wrist. And this is just, it's really not okay, and it's really troublesome. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This is my side channel. I decided to make it because I wanted to have more uploads for you guys. It takes me a minute to edit things on my main channel, so I'm going to be like putting more of my thoughts out here, and I'm going to be uploading more regularly, just kind of like whenever I feel like it. I wanted to make this channel for fun and for people who wanted to hear me more and see me more in my opinions on things. So I hope you'll subscribe and stick around, and let me know what you think about my glasses.